Alright, so in this video, I'm gonna be covering how I make coaches 354K every single month selling info products. So what I'm gonna be covering is the front end of this whole funnel, the back end of this whole funnel, and the result side of this funnel. How you can leverage your results to make more content, use the content to have a good back end, and how to use the back end to get good results for your students. And that's basically a never-ending flywheel of coaching. Let's get into the content. The content should work as your 24/7 VSL. And now let me explain you for people that are wondering, what am I even talking about, how this works. So if your content is executed correctly, it can be even 6 months old and it can still get you a paid in full 10K sale tomorrow. Now, to show you that I'm not just pulling these things out of my ass, I'm going to show you 3 videos on my For You page that are year or older than 1 year. So you can see here, 2 years old video. There you can see, let's see. 2 years old video again. 1 years old video again, and 3 years old video here. So even 12 years old video. So as you can see, YouTube is pushing out videos that are way older than your VSL opt-in page can even be. So that's why I praise on this channel YouTube videos the most, because they work way better than VSL opt-in pages. Now, if you're watching this video, you're probably in the group A wanting to go to the group B. Now, what I mean by these groups, it's really important for you to understand. So group A, which isn't something you should take offensively, but this is just pure facts. This means that you're posting a generic content. Your content isn't differentiated that much. It has no structure, no backend, and no ecosystem. That means that you've got an NPC YouTube channel, if you even have some. So you have no ICP, you don't work with data, and you have wrong or no messaging at all. That means that you won't be differentiated in the market and you'll blend in and most likely won't even go viral. Now, what I mean by this is that audience will go into your pool of content. You will have a lot of leads in this pool, but because you're not differentiated in the market, people will go out of your pool of content and they will go to other creators where they will buy. So this money won't go to you, meaning that you won't have any money from this whole process. Now, this isn't something that is unusual. This happens to a lot of people, so I'm going to show you how you can fix it. Now, this is how I also saved this client. He was at 20K and he went in 3 months to 300K a month. So the only thing he needed to have is a good ecosystem. He needed to work with data, and we started to use this content funnel. This content funnel is simple, but it works really well. Now he has a good messaging, good positioning, and good unique selling proposition, which is really important. Now, what this requires is the ideal content setup, which means that every aspect of these must be maxed out. You need to know exactly what are your demographics, who are you talking to, how you position yourself, and how you message your offer. Now, when your content is directly talking to specific people, the unqualified audience will fall off. So if your content brings you unqualified people, then you belong to this first group. And this is the content funnel we used. So there were 2 main platforms, YouTube and Instagram. It's nothing fancy. A lot of people use it and you can implement this as well. So you can use even TikTok, but it's dependent on your business. So if you're a gym coach and you're trying to attract people that are lifting weights, then definitely I suggest you to use TikTok, because there's a lot of people that lift weights. But if your business is niche, like something that isn't that broad or well known, then I definitely suggest you to not use TikTok. You won't find that many people there. The same thing applies to Instagram, except that you can post absolutely anything, and I suggest you using Instagram mainly. Now, most effective for nurturing is Instagram as well. So these 2 platforms are good for attracting people. These 2 are good for getting eyeballs and cold audience. From your short form content, you want to get people into your Instagram. You want them to follow you there, and there you'll nurture them. From your Instagram stories, from your reels, you want to get people on your YouTube, and there you'll convert them. And that means that you'll turn your cold audience into the warm audience. In case you don't know what I'm talking about, let's put this in the 4 levels of interest. These 4 levels are simple. People transition between these levels based on the amount of information they are given about your offer or about your whole personality. So first, when they'll come across your content, they'll see you as somebody new, and if they'll remember you, they'll be a curious person. Now, if they'll get more into your content, they will move forward on this ladder. So they'll go to interested, highly interested, and then if they'll go on your YouTube and watch your long form content and spend a lot of time with you, they'll be convicted. Now, let me show you how I used it exactly. So we've made videos on Instagram that has been valuable but open-ended. For example, Breast Scales here is doing this as well. He made a video how to make AI ad creatives. Now, this was good. It attracted a lot of people, but what he did, which is really smart and he's using this as well, is that he sent these people to his YouTube where he made more in-depth version of that reel, so people spent more time watching him. It was a 43 minutes long video, it was a Facebook ads tutorial complete guide. So as you can see, it was a complete guide covering information he given in this video. So that's how you should use the transition between Instagram and YouTube. Now from YouTube, in case they saw your videos first on YouTube, you definitely want to nurture people back on Instagram where they will watch your stories and reels. Now you want to get them to follow you in case they haven't done it yet, and nurture them, as I said, through these two. Now if you want people to go on your YouTube, it's simple. You have to do open-ended reels and CTA story sequences. So every time you'll have a new video on YouTube, you want to make a reel that's covering the information but with a CTA for people to get onto your YouTube, and the same applies to your stories. Say I uploaded a new video, you love it, and blah 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 blah. This is a never-ending cycle, and it only ends with people buying your offer, which makes this whole thing unlimited money generator. So the next thing is your backend. You need to manage your backend really well for this to have these kind of results. What backend consists of is your offer, your systems, and your management. So what I want to say is that tracking data is 50% of this whole backend part. You have to track everything. The tracking is most important thing. So you have to work with data and actively search for leaks. So for example, if you'd have a low conversions, if you would see that people are coming in but they aren't buying, you should be wondering if it's a problem with your positioning or a problem with your offer, or if it's a problem of you having no or bad upfront value. Then you have to go more into this. So if it's problem with your short form, long form, or if it's problem from getting people from your top of funnel to the bottom of funnel, aka from the vlogs and videos that serve no value to videos where you actually want to give away some free game to people, which is the reason why most people are getting stuck at whatever their situation is, or if you're not giving away any lead magnets. So once you figure out what's going on, then you have to fix it and earn the money. Next thing is the team management. So in the advanced stage, you can have your managers that will be managing your setters and closers. So if you're not in this stage where you're making 100k months, then definitely you should do it yourself to understand what their job is, to hire then the best managers you can, and you should know what you need for your offer. So what is tracking with these two guys? So setters are people that are getting people to book a call through messages. So you should track their book per conversation rate and how many qualified leads they pass to the closer. So people obviously should come ready to pay in full from the content. But setter's role is to make sure these leads are qualified. So they'll just basically requalify these people. Then you have your closers. You obviously have to track the close rate, but that's something you already know, I assume. I can show you what I use myself. I can put it in the description for you to take it. And yeah, let me show you how it looks. So this is the template I use. It's very simple. So you have the date, prospect's name, closer's name, who was closing them. Then you have notes from the call, the info, if the call booked, showed up, closed, and objections from the call. Then if it needs a follow-up or another call, then the payment info and metrics, closing rate and no-show rate. That's what you should track, and I'll give you this template in the description. Now, the next thing is your content. This is tied to this part, so what I suggest you is to have two editors, one for your long form, aka your YouTube, and your short form, aka your Instagram, TikTok, and whatever you use for short form. Now for the content itself, I suggest you using Poppy AI. I love this tool. It's really good. You just feed it with information and then you plug it into this chatbot, which works as ChatGPT, but it will give you really good answers. It's been trained really well. So this makes sure we'll handle everything and use it to the best. But obviously to run all of this, it requires someone that knows this to every single detail, so everything works, you don't get stuck wondering, and you can continue focusing on your business and save time fixing these leaks, wondering what's leaking, and thinking of what to film if you're somebody that can literally help you. So you can work on the business and not inside it. You don't want to get stuck in the business. So the last part are your results, aka leveraging your results. So your offer must be focused mainly on the fulfillment. In no shape or form, I don't want anybody of you here to have offers and care only about the revenue. You want to make money from it. No, you have to care, at least from the start, on the fulfillment. You want to get a good word of mouth about your offer so your students get results, and results are undeniable proof of your coaching working. And the same thing applies that it's the best marketing for you ever. Now you can use it in three ways. You can use it in your YouTube videos, and you should definitely use it in your YouTube videos. These will be your bottom of funnel, so you will make videos about how your students went from A to B. So for example, how Dustin's students went from 0 to 50k months in 4 months, or how his another student went from 0 to 30k months in 3 months. These are really good videos and they sell really well. You can also use it on your landing page and on your Instagram highlights. People will go through these and they will come begging for you to coach them. Now, this makes people buy, as I mentioned, obviously, and results equal to content, as I'm showing you here. And content equals more audience, and if everything is tied together and it's done really well, then it equals to more students. But it cannot be done without working systems. So what I want to tell you by this whole video is that I'm here to help you. I'm offering my help. So if you want to ask me any questions, you can DM me on Telegram, you can text me on Instagram, or you can ask in comments. I'll be answering every single one of you. If you want to work with me, I'm looking to onboard one more client this Q4, so feel free to message me anywhere you want. I'll leave my links in the description, and a lot of more of these videos are coming on my channel. So I'll see you in the next video, and peace.